All right, Bobbie, here's your warning. I think we're recording now. All right, I'm sitting here with Bobbie Ramsey again. A lot of you may remember Bobbie sat down with us a couple weeks ago. She was kind enough to review at a high level the repair dashboards that come with virtually every Zebra OneCare contract. Right now I wanted to ask Bobbie to take a closer look at the dashboards that come with both the select and the essential contracts and maybe even compare contrast.
The page that you're looking at right now, this is called a My Companies page, really designed for partners so that via one login ID, they have access to all of their customers' dashboards, and that's regardless of what type of service they have, all the way up through OVS, which is kind of nice. In this instance, though, we're going to be really focusing on a company that has either one or many essential contracts, that'll be represented here, could have a company that has one or many select contracts, and you could have a customer that has a combination of both, essential and select. Okay, so for right now, we're going to start with a company with an essential contract. Fairly simplistic dashboard. At the essential level, we're very, very, very focused on repair only. That's all we want to pay attention to. Some elements on the dashboard, you have no trouble found metric, and you guys may remember that from our OVS dashboard because we track that same metric there and show a graph, so we obviously want to watch no trouble founds for all of our customers regardless of type of contract they have. This area on the repair dashboard is known as a search area. Now, when you log into your essential dashboard, whatever repair ticket had the last activity when we pulled the data, that's what's going to populate here. So there'll always be something there. However, this is a search functionality. So you can search by a specific serial number. So if you know that you shipped a device in and you're looking for that specific serial number, you can enter that. Simply type in the serial number and hit enter, and it'll pull that information back. Or it could be that you know the RMA number or the job number. They're sort of synonymous with one another. And you put that information in, and it'll pull back the most recent information. Down below, we have the repair tracking graph, so it sort of gives you a trend day by day.
All right.
Now, from a reporting perspective, you're going to navigate just like you would do. We collect data in two different buckets with the repair dashboards. Number one is queue, so think of anything that's currently open. Resolutions currently closed. The RMA link is simply a link that will take you to Zebra's repair order portal where you can actually enter a repair request. All right, so on the queue side, with an essential contract, I only have one report. That is our repair queue report. We'll go take a look at this. So
and I see multiple devices down below, so this is for anything within that end user customer's landscape of devices.
Correct. Yep, that's correct. So this is any repair tickets that were opened under any of their essential contracts.
Okay.
Correct. Replicating the graph here, here's the key metric that we track for the repair queue report, due back devices. And remember that due back in our world is I've opened a repair ticket, but that device has yet to arrive at the Zebra repair facility. Okay. And what we're looking for in this report is devices that are overdue. So we have the ability with this report to determine how many days means overdue. So if I open a repair ticket today, the device is not overdue today. Goodness, it hasn't even had time to go put itself in a box and ship off to the depot. So you want to be able to give it a few days to get to the depot. We typically default around 5 days. Some people like 10 to give folks more time to get the device over to the depot. But once it's surpassed that number of days, then it hits overdue, and that's what we want to be focused on.
Okay.
All right, so overdue, this is all of our devices that are overdue down to the serial number level and the site that it's coming from. And in the live production environment, this would be an actual customer address. We just have this in as a default. You can also look at all of the devices that are physically in the repair depots. I can see all the devices that are physically in the depot down to the serial number level, and then I can see all of the devices that were repaired, because remember, essential is receive and repair. So we're going to
Right.
open the ticket, we're going to receive it, we're going to repair it, and then we're going to ship it back. So you can see all the serial numbers, where they shipped back to. You'll get a tracking number and a live hyperlink out to the carrier's website so that, again, you can track it on its way back to you. On the resolution side, so obviously just the opposite of what we had before. Now, these are all of our repair tickets that have been closed or resolved. Again, our key metric here is no trouble found. So that's what we look for in the repair resolution report. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see all of the tickets that were resolved in whatever time frame we're looking at. It always defaults to the last 7 days. And then what we do at the top here is we summarize the information for everyone, which I think is kind of nice. We summarize it by site, so how many repair tickets were opened by site. You can also look at categories. So categories is interesting. When someone either goes online or calls in for a repair, they will tell the Zebra help desk person what they believe is wrong with the device. That's where category comes into play. Resolution, however, that gets tagged to the device when it's fixed. So we'll come back and say, okay, here's what we actually did to the device to fix it. Now, one little enhancement that's been done to this report in the live environment is if more than one thing has been done to repair that device, we actually will show all of those things in the resolution list at the bottom. So we don't just show the top one, now we show them all, which is a nice little enhancement that we did.
Sure, that makes sense. That's nice.
Yeah. So really, that's essential. So if I hop back over to my select dashboard, so now I've got a company that just has select contracts. I'm just going to point out the differences here because everything is the same except for the few things that I'm going to point out, okay?
Okay.
On the dashboard, we get an additional graph at the bottom that shows repair status by site and by device model. Let's show you some differences. We still have reports in queue and reports in resolution. In the in queue side, I have an added report called case queue. So these are all my tech support cases. Very similar. I show all of the current open cases at the bottom. I summarize it by site, model, and category. I like to point this out too because this is one of our reports where you can actually change the view of the report by simply clicking on this item in the action bar. And now what we get instead of a summary is you get a day-by-day trend. All right, on the resolution side, you get 2 additional reports. The first one is case resolutions, obviously just the opposite of our case queue report. Very similar, a summary of all the cases below, and then we summarize them at the top by site, by category, and by resolution. The last one that we have here is advanced exchange resolutions. Now this is only applicable to select because this would be the only service that we have where Zebra maintains a spare pool on behalf of that customer and they can ship a new serial number out once a repair ticket's been opened. So it just shows the job number, the new serial number that was shipped out, and then what site it was actually shipped to.
I was going to break it down. So the essential, which is the entry-level service contract, which is still featured but entry-level, that includes repair history for device by device. Okay.
Yep.
Probably the biggest piece I'm thinking is that essential does not include tech support call
Correct.
information and resolutions.
That's correct.
Select does include tech support resolution and information on cases, but essential does not.
That's correct.
Another question, just for clarity, these dashboards come with every mobile computer that we sell with. You sell an essential service contract, you sell a select service contract. This automatically is included, but you have to be able to.
Correct.
You have to let us know you want to take advantage of it. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And how about for printers?
Printers are not. That data is not available in these dashboards yet. We're getting ready to go through an upgrade of our printer back-end repair system that's going to be live mid-2018, so we will be able to include that data once that happens.
Okay. And one other thing I was thinking, I see the Zebra logo in the left-hand corner. That can be personalized with the partner's logo, correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
So every time the end user looks up their dashboard, they'll see your name, or the partner's name, I should say. And then let's say we're talking, Acme Widget Company, their logo would go where it says,
Right
in this
here.
case, ESE. Okay.
Yep, that's correct.
Is there anything that important that I should have asked but didn't? Do you think we should cover real quick before we wrap up, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think so. I guess I'll point out one little thing. Remember, we've always talked about this area called the action bar, which means I have the ability to take some action on what I'm looking at. We still have export capabilities, so you can export the data into Excel. And then because this is a company that has a combination of essential and select contracts, you'll watch, I can actually switch back and forth. So maybe I'm only looking for something that's a part of my essential contracts or my select. I can switch back and forth, or I can stay with all.
I'm glad we took the time to run through it, and hopefully it's a benefit to the partners that are watching. Bobbie,
Yeah, I hope so.
Thanks so much for your time today.
Oh, gosh, you're welcome, Mark. Anytime.